Hi and welcome to Dave's Classic Collectibles. In this episode we're going to look at the 2022 Bathurst winner, the Red Bull Racing Shane van Gisbergen and Garth Tander ZB Commodore. So it's a 1/18 scale, bought out by Bianti and very recently just bought out. So let's go outside to the workshop and have a closer look at this model. So starting off, we'll have a good look at what you actually get when you buy this model. To start off with, you get the outer sleeve, which is this one here, which is like your picture box. This one still has the tissue paper around it, which is how it actually should come, and because I collect them, I've just left tissue paper on it to try and protect the outer sleeve. Then you get your inner box, which obviously the model comes inside. Okay, this is a deconstructed set of what you actually get inside your box. You start with the polystyrene box, which obviously wraps around your model. You have the cardboard sleeve, which is right here, which obviously ties the two together so that the foam doesn't move on you. You get your certificate of authenticity. As you can see, 4,200 of these models, so quite a few of them were made. Comes in a nice little Bianti cardboard pouch there. It says certificate of authenticity. You also get a care leaflet. And then we come to the 1/18 model. Good thing about this car is actually the doors and the bonnet and everything open, which is fantastic. It is screwed into this base plate of polystyrene, which is screwed in with 4 screws. It also then has the tissue paper there, which to protect the model so it doesn't rub, to save the decals. Then you also get your little pamphlet for the Holden Bathurst news, basically, and your Peter Brock trophy. So let's look at the history and significance of this car, the 2022 Bathurst winner, driven by Van Gisbergen and Garth Tander. Obviously this was Van Gisbergen's second Bathurst win of 3, Garth Tander's 5th Bathurst win. Who knows if there'll be any more for Van Gisbergen, as he's left the V8 supercars and has gone overseas. So will he return or not? We don't know. This is the last win for Holden. Is it a Commodore? Well, that's a debatable question. To Holden, it was a Holden Commodore, the ZB. But to a lot of enthusiasts for Holden, it wasn't a Holden at all. The last Holden to them was the VF Commodore. But anyway, for the point of this, it is definitely the last car to win Bathurst and wear that Holden logo on it. So quite a significant car. This year, 2022, was a very interesting year because it was the first year that they didn't actually have a top 10 shootout because of the weather. So since it was introduced in 1979, this was the only time it had ever been cancelled, and cancelled to the weather. So Van Gisbergen and Tander polled 7th for the race, and they didn't have a real good run. They were struggling at the start. It was a wet start on the Sunday. It really was a bit of bad luck. They copped a penalty in the pits. They were really lucky that they got a pace car, so they got back onto the lap. But both of the guys drove very, very well, and Van Gisbergen was actually able to hold off Mostert to actually win the race in 22. Okay, so having a close look at the model now. So there's some really good points about the car. Everything opens. I won't say it's a boot, it's more a hatch, but it does open, all 4 doors and also the bonnet. So therefore you get to see really everything that's in the car, the motor right through. So that's quite good. There's a lot of decals on the car, and I think they look absolutely fantastic. Quality control with this model, it's definitely, I'm going to say it again, it's one of those cars you really want to buy in person. If you're not fussed on what you get, buy it online. But I'll be honest with you, this is a car that after being a collector like me, I really would prefer to buy it. Seen quite a lot of these with damaged decals, rubbing on them and rash bits and pieces that are sort of on the decal, or the decal wasn't sort of glued down properly. The clear coating on the bonnet from the decal's been lifting, or you could clearly see it. So it probably is a model that may worry me with time decaying when you're seeing things that are a little bit ordinary. So quality control on this car is a bit ordinary. 4,200 of them made, which is a lot for a Bathurst winner. Maybe Bianti's thinking last of the Holdens, people will want it. This car has only just very recently been released, so there's quite a lot of them available at the moment. The recommended retail is $279.99, so $280 is the recommended retail for this car. I looked at a lot of these before I actually bought this one, and I am a Bathurst collector. So as I said, so yes, I am quite fussy with them, and I want them to look the way that they were at the start of the race. Apart from that, if you do find a really good one and just watch the decals, the rest of the car looks absolutely fantastic. I haven't got anything else to complain about, only just as I said, the decals, the mould, how the car's supposed to look, the high detail, the way everything is. It looks to be period correct. I've looked at quite a few shots of the actual car. I don't believe that Bianti's made any mistakes. If they have, I haven't seen them. So it does look the goods. It really does look like the car that raced on 22. So yeah, still a very important car, as I said, because it is the last Bathurst winner for Holden. But we'll just see how it goes with time with some of the quality issues with the decals. Well, that's it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed our review on the 22 Bathurst winner, and as I said, quite a good model. A couple of little faults there, but in general, Bianti have done quite a nice job on the actual car, and quite an important car too, being the last Holden to ever win Bathurst. So probably one there to put away. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a like or subscribe to the channel. It'd be great, really help us out. If there's a model that you'd like us to do, by all means, please leave us a comment. We can also now follow us on Instagram, on Dave's Classic Collectibles. Until next time, happy collecting.